I apologise in advance, because if I've used a title that I've been thinking about, this is probably being clickbaity as heck. Title isn't a lie though. I did lie a bit, but the title itself isn't. Brilliant. Glad we got that out of the way. I wasn't planning on being my usual self in this. Not that I was planning on trying to act differently in front of the camera, but I didn't feel like this video, like, it wouldn't have felt right, if that makes sense. Basically, let's talk about mental health for a minute, because I am not okay. I have been incredibly anxious since I came back from London, and it just doesn't go away. And also, another thing that's only just registered with me recently is, and you have probably heard of or even possibly watched Dodie. If you're subscribed to Doddleboggle, you may know about her video on depersonalization. I can never say that word. When I watched it, for the most part, I was like, oh yeah, I get this. I'm not sure if I've ever been through it, but I get it. And then my dad came and collected me from work. And we were sitting in the car and we were just having, you know, usual conversation. He was like, how did your day go? How's work? Blah, 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 blah. And I asked him how his day went. And I was on my phone, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I looked up, and although we have been on that road billions of times, because I've lived here pretty much my whole life, I didn't recognise where I was. And I was still having this conversation with him, but I didn't feel like I was there. I felt like I could still, I'm gonna sound mental, I could still see through my eyes and stuff. Like, it was still from my point of view, but I felt like me as a person wasn't like in my body anymore. And I know that that sounds absolutely bloody mental, but I was still there and I was still having this conversation with him, but I wasn't there. Take what you want from that. So I'm not saying that I've experienced it or felt that way to the same extent as Dodie. Watching her video was difficult. Like, she was so upset. Like, it was important, and I am so glad that she made a video on it. Oh god, like, it's not fun. And like, I don't know what happened, but it's like a switch went off in my head. And I remember this one time, I was at a party at my neighbour's house, and we were all gathered up in a big room, and we were all like having a conversation, and then out of nowhere, I just started having to like remind myself of who I was, and what my name was, and who these people I was speaking to were, as if I had to like bring myself back to the conversation. And it is just the weirdest feeling in the world. Like, I don't know how to describe it to people who haven't felt this on some sort of level. And I don't think I had experienced this, at least to that extent, in quite some time. Like, it used to happen in school too, but I didn't take any notice of it. I was just like, oh, this just happens sometimes, like, it's fine. That time in the car, it just, straight away, I remembered Dodie's video, and I remember watching it, and I was like, fuck, me too. I don't know how to describe it, but it's all I've been thinking about for like the last week. And I'm a little bit fucked up from it. And I don't quite know what to do. So I thought, why not make a video about it, right? I hope this helps as much when I upload it and stuff as I think it's going to, because right now I am terrified. Another thing that I've been thinking about a lot is anxiety, because since like the week before going to London until now, I have been unbearably anxious to the point where I can't sleep. I'm over it. Like, I want it to go. Okay, that's not quite true. It's sort of fluid. It ebbs and flows, and sometimes I'll get a little bit anxious, but it's not like anxiety some days. But then other times it's like it's on the forefront of my mind. It's all I can think about. I can't do anything. I feel physically sick all the time. I feel like I'm on the verge of tears, and like that makes working in a shop a little bit difficult, because I have to be so present and give customers my full attention. And even with like stocking the shelves and things like that, you have to be there in that moment concentrating on doing that thing. And like, I don't think it's affecting my work too much, but I think if I ignored it, it would. And that scares me because I like my job a lot. Also, when I was in the car, it reminded me of this time my parents and I were driving somewhere and we were like on our way back home. We stopped at a shop. Coincidentally, the shop that I now work at. They like got out of the car and they were like, "Hey Ali, we need you to stay in the car, like we'll be back in 10 minutes, it'll be fine." Most people, they would have been like, "Oh, I want to go to the shop, that's fine." I have like separation issues, I guess. I had what I believe now to be a panic attack. I freaked the fuck out. I was in tears. I couldn't breathe whenever they like walked into different aisles and I couldn't see them through the window. Oh my gosh, it was the most distressing thing. And that wasn't just like a one-time thing. This used to happen quite a lot. Another time we were in Penny's, and that's like Primark over in the UK. And I like walked out of the aisle, and from what I can remember, everything there looked the exact same. And I couldn't find what aisle they were in. So I started screaming out for them, and I could hear them talking but I couldn't find them, and I just again had what I now believe to be a panic attack. And I kind of repressed these memories, I guess, and they're all after coming back up again, and I don't know what to do. And I don't know if posting this video is going to help. I don't even know if I'm gonna actually post it once I've done the edit. I don't really know what the purpose of me posting this video is. I just needed to talk about it. So when I said last week that I don't know where my head's at, I'm not okay. I'm trying to be positive, but it's not quite that simple. That's all I got for you this week.